When you're homeless, people tend to turn their backs on you and think you did it yourself, and it's scary. When I see people on the street, you always wonder what their story is. Hi, my name is Mark Wood. I'm from Southwest Oklahoma City, born and raised. I started my first job at the age of 7 throwing the evening times for the Daily Oklahoman. I graduated of Grant High School in 1988. I worked in bingo halls for several years. After the bingo, I got into becoming a night route driver, and we delivered auto parts. I've been to every small town in Oklahoma. You know, if you ever want to know where Wapanuka is. I had a car at the time the transmission went out, and that was $2,700. That depleted my savings, and then 2 weeks later, I go to show up for work, the company is closed, and I don't have a paycheck and rent's due. I got my stuff and got out. Most generally, I would equate it all to failure to prepare for the future. Several things in quick succession happened that were just all detrimental to my well-being, and which resulted in leaving me on the streets. It gets real when you're on the streets, and you see the lengths people will go to try to get by.
So Key to Home started in August of 2022. Mark was a part of our second encampment.
To see someone moving from an encampment to an apartment is probably one of the most satisfying things I've ever felt. My job is to go actually find the units that will house our clients in Key to Home.
I was homeless for nearly 2 years, living outside. Me and some friends erected our tents on a small strip of property by a rock quarry.
And he was on First and General Pershing. His tent setup was quite elaborate.
He had a door to go in, a bedroom over here.
I nailed all these pallets together and then put carpet all around that to kind of block the wind and keep it warmer. We always kept plenty of hand sanitizer. That hand sanitizer is great for pouring it into a little tuna can or Vienna sausage can and lighting it. And it just glows blue and puts out a lot of heat.
But you could tell that he wanted his own place of his own.
And where I was, I had a little pallet fortress so people couldn't necessarily get to me, when I slept at night. Little did we realize that was Oklahoma City property. So the Oklahoma City police came out, but right behind them was the outreach team.
Outreach team went out and talked to every single person that was camping in that site and said, hey, because the city is closing this site, they're giving us the opportunity to come out and house you guys.
They were super nice and put everyone at ease immediately, saying they had housing that they were going to place us in.
I came back out again with a list of apartments. Pulled them all up on my phone. We're scrolling through. Do you like this area? And he was like, yeah, that's great. So I can live here. This would be my apartment. And I said, here's the application. And I think that's really when it sank in, this is for real. He was elated, walking in and just putting his stuff down. This is my apartment. I said, you signed the lease. This is all you, man. You're in control of whatever happens from here, but you're housed.
This is why I do it. To see Mark just sitting there, house looks clean, kitchen looks clean, cooking a meal, smiling, and you can tell he's happy. Back in the day, I lived in an abandoned house with no electricity, no water. So I know that feeling. It was a feeling of I was useless, I was nothing, I was nobody. Then I know that feeling. So when I walk in, I see him, and I'm like, this is what it's all about.
It has been a long road. I'd like to thank Amanda Lee at Homeless Alliance. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, because having a roof, controlled temperature, heat, air conditioning, food in a fridge, and maintain a house and save.
I would consider him to be an ideal outcome for Key to Home.
Is it making me have maybe a plan A, B, and C for in the future? And is it making me a better person? Yes, it is.